Good morning. We're at Coverings and we're interviewing here. I'm actually Kemp Harr with Floor Focus and Floor Daily, and I'm interviewing Ken Ballin with Skyro Floors. He's a residential installer. It's good to be with you this morning. So Ken, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. All right. So tell us a little bit about Skyro Floors.
Well, I'm Ken Ballin. I own Skyro Floors, based out of West Creek, New Jersey, and I specialize in custom tile installations and luxury flooring.
All right. So it's not just tile. You do some hardwood and LVT.
Yeah, hardwood flooring, vinyl plank, some epoxy. Little of this, little of that.
How'd you get into business?
Well, I started out working retail back when I was a teenager, and then all through college, I was working full time and going to school full time. And then when I bought my first house, I started, doing the remodel work. And my father-in-law, who's a contractor locally for quite some time, saw me working on the floor, and he had said, have you ever thought about doing that professionally? And I said, no, I hadn't. But I started doing it, here and there on my days off. And after a year or so, I made more money doing that than my regular retail job. So it was time to make the switch.
What kind of training did you get?
I am certified through CFI, Certified Floor Covering Installer, 13604, and I am CTI 1392.
All right. So you're in Tuckerton, New Jersey, and from what I understand, that's a little bit of an area where there's second homes, vacation homes, right? So
yeah, well, So in the area, there's a local market, but my market is really out on the island. And it's second and third homes for people that live out of the area half the year. They're down for 3 or 4 months, and then they vacate and let the locals take over again.
All right. And so how do you get your business? Do you work directly through a retailer or?
No, all of my business is through social media.
Okay.
I pulled all of my print advertising recently. I don't do any advertising anymore. It's all through social. I'm very active on the local Facebook groups. On my own Skyro Floors profiles on Facebook, Instagram, that sort of thing. And it's just gotten to the point where people call me because they've seen my work and not because they just saw my phone number somewhere.
Yeah. So when the consumer who uses you hires you to do the installation, do they buy it from a retailer or do they buy it through you?
No, they buy it through me. I don't subcontract. I have some stores that I work with, so I'm a big fan of my local Best Tile, and I'll send my customers into there to pick their tile. And I kind of take over the accepting delivery, making sure everything's there. I really like to put more of a focus on their experience to make sure that they feel safe with me in their homes.
So you're actually you have accounts then with some flooring companies. You are actually okay. I got you. All right. So you can work through a retailer or you can sell the consumer direct. Okay, interesting. All right. And how's business?
I can't complain. I stay booked pretty far out. Different times of the year kind of, lessen or increase the workload depending on what's going on. But I really try and be a little more picky about the projects that I take on to make sure that it's something that, I'm going to enjoy doing and that's profitable for the business.
The residential flooring market could be up as much as 20% this year. Is your business up that much?
Theoretically, yes. I would say that we've kind of I have to tend to tell people that I kind of live in a bubble where the economy that's happening, whatever's going on in the rest of the country doesn't really affect the island that I'm located by. Because when the economy's bad, the economy's good, those people still want their work done.
Well, let's explain that. You actually work on an upscale market. Your clientele, these are second homes, and actually, oftentimes when you do residential work, you have to kind of work around, the fact they've got things going on in their world. But when doing vacation homes, oftentimes you can just go in and it's off season for them, right?
Oh yeah. Well, the majority of my projects are, the key is hidden here. Have it done before Memorial Day, and that's it. So, I'll take on some bigger projects during the off season. And jump between 2, 3, 4 projects. I just wrapped up a big one where I did the powder room and the master bathroom over, and then we did all the hardwood floors. We did the stairs, we did some epoxy, and it was an ongoing project. But there were, nobody was there. I came and went through the winter, and that's kind of my favorite time of year to work, is when I can come and go as I please.
Bring your own boombox in, do
Yeah,
it on your own
exactly.
schedule?
Yeah,
Okay. All right, so this surge of business we're having right now, how long do you think, what's your feel? Do you think this is going to last for a while? I mean, people are focusing on their home more now, right? So
Yeah, I mean, there's ebbs and flows all the time. I mean, we've seen it before. I think that people being in their homes for so long, they've noticed more things that they want to do, to renovate, to improve. I think that we're going to see an increase of people that are working from home because they realized since COVID that we can work from home. Before it wasn't really an option, but now that it is, well, now we kind of like this, so let's keep doing it because our end product is better. I'm more focused. I'm more in tune with my job.
So Ken, flooring is a fashion business. People put in certain looks they see, maybe in a hotel or something like that. Do you help them pick the finishes?
Yeah, well, sometimes it depends. It depends on the project because I don't work for a lot of contractors. I have one that I enjoy working for, and he's very good about my rates and how I want to do things, and it's a good relationship. That's not the typical relationship you might get with a contractor or a builder, but it's one that I found, and there are good guys out there that you can find work for. But there's so many different, like the job that I just finished before coverings, it was for that contractor who had the job through a designer. So that's like, now we're throwing in an extra set of hands.
Right. So you put it in, they picked it.
I put it in, they picked it, the designer said this is where everything goes. But I have customers that call me and they want me to design based on previous work that I've posted on social media and Instagram and everything. And they say, oh, I see this, I love this, what can you do in my space? And I will meet them at the tile store and we'll do designs, and I'll charge them a design fee at that point. If they have their tile already, I may say, okay, I may make a suggestion, but I might not charge a design fee to do the project.
Do you have people who work for you as well?
No, I work by myself.
Okay, all right.
Yep.
So why are we doing this interview right now? Do you have any idea?
I don't know, why?
Well, I guess you're a rock star, aren't you?
That's what they tell me.
Okay, so you were picked as one of the people under 40 who's a mover and shaker in the business?
Theoretically, I suppose, yes.
Well, that's what I hear. Okay. So has this last year we've been through has been kind of a unique year. Has it affected your business other than, we've talked about the surge in business, but thanks to COVID, are things different?
Well, it's funny you mention that because I really, when this first, when COVID first became a thing, it was right after the last Surfaces show, and I had come home and we really didn't know what we were getting into. So everybody is, going nuts with masks and gloves and social distancing.
Yeah.
And, we really went through this awkward, stage where we didn't know what to do. Being in the market that I kind of go for, my target market, being second and third homes, I worked through the entire thing because I was by myself the whole time. And a big part of that was starting to do estimates remotely, if that makes sense.
Right.
Whereas, previously...
More digital work.
Yeah. Well, previously a customer would call and say, hey, I'd like an estimate. Can you come over and look at this project? And I was like, yeah, I'll run right over. And, I kind of stopped doing that. And it turned into, well, can you send me some pictures of the space and some rough measurements? And I'll give you a ballpark to see, to see the direction that you want to go with the project. And the kind of benefit to doing that was that I could weed out a lot of tire kickers that weren't really interested in having me do the work. They were just shopping around for price. So I really kind of used it as a chance to not only weed out those people that I might not want to work for, but to increase my pricing as well. At the end of the day, increased pricing is good for all of us.
Yeah.
But if I have a customer, messaging me or calling or texting or email or whatever and saying, hey, I have this shower, and I say, okay, my showers start at, on my standard 3x5 shower,
Yeah.
starts around 7,000-8,000 for labor and setting materials. If they still want me to come out and look at the project, I know I'm not wasting my time.
Yeah. So Ken, we're about running out of time. Real quick though, I'm seeing these sunglasses, and I've seen the logo on the back of one of your shirts. Yeah, I guess you studied marketing in college, right?
I did. I'm a student of
and that's one of your
marketing.
trademarks, right? Your sunglasses on your hood?
Yeah, you could say that.
Okay. All right, Ken. Well, it's great to meet you. Again, been talking to Ken Ballin, the owner of Skyro Floors in Tuckerton, New Jersey. And you've been watching Kemp Harr and FloorDaily.net. Thanks, Ken. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.